What's going on, guys? Worrell Thomas here, your trusted real estate advisor for the Metro Atlanta area, here to make your next move your best move. And today we are in Fairburn, Georgia, about to check out this new construction home. So let's pan around to the neighborhood first so I can give you a good feel of what it looks like if you were to move here. Very family friendly neighborhood. I like that the streets are pretty wide. Very suburban type neighborhood. This is actually a golf community. So if golf is your thing, you do have access for that. So this house is 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and you have a bonus bedroom as well. So one thing I already really like from outside, you do have a lot of brickwork. Give the house some character, some texture. A lot of new construction we're seeing nowadays are trying to save as much money as possible. So you're not seeing that much stonework outside, but this house definitely has it. I do like the color scheme as well. A lot of the newer houses, they're using very light colors. This one is giving more of a mid to around 2010 vibe, when a lot of the houses were like brown and tannish colors. But this is very much a homey feel that you get from this house. So some features I want to point out is that you do have somewhat of a covered front porch here. That goes a long way. Just daily activities of going in and out the house, having a covered front porch definitely helps out. Then you can add some decorations if you'd like out here. Or if you're up to it, you can hang out. But I suspect that you probably won't hang out on the front porch as much because the back porch is covered too, and we'll get to that. So here's what it looks like when you first walk inside. And I really do like this floor plan. So a lot of new construction right now, they're not really giving you a formal dining room. Everything is just pretty much open. This one is a newer floor plan, but you do get some of the traditional feel too. So you get a formal dining room before we get into the living room and the kitchen, which is pretty open. So that's kind of the modern feel. You have your guest bedroom on the main level, and it is away from everything else. So that's another plus for the floor plan itself. Here's a look at the guest room. Pretty decent sized guest room as well. Which you got 10-foot ceilings on the main floor. And you have a full bathroom right outside. So again, this house has 3 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms plus a bonus room. So now you have your living room and your kitchen area. Now here's what I like about the living room. Not only is it a pretty decent sized living room, you have vaulted ceilings, and it's pretty much 2 stories going up. So that's missing on a lot of houses too. A lot of times you just have the 10-foot ceiling on there, and that's fine. I know me growing up, when I used to live in Powder Springs, our living room was more like this. It makes it feel more grand. It's a lot more space. It makes it feel a lot bigger than what it is. I like the fact that you got these 3 windows just going across, pretty much taking up that wall too. Now, one thing I would have changed is this fireplace. I think it's a little small for the area. I think the fireplace should protrude a little bit more. This one looks like it is an electric fireplace, so it doesn't need that much space, but having it come out a little bit more definitely provides some contrast for the room, give it a little bit more character. But nonetheless, this is what they decided to go with. And also, I'm not a big fan of electric fireplaces either. I like the gas ones. I like it to have some depth. I like it to feel a little bit more real. But it's not a deal breaker in my eyes. And if the fireplace did come out a little bit, that would allow you to put some cabinets on the side, again, just to give the room a little bit more character. But nonetheless, it's not a deal breaker. Again, very nice living room, very tall ceilings up there. I'm sure somebody would love it. And here is the kitchen. Got that open concept kitchen, pretty wide. So what I do like is the built-in appliance. So you have this microwave here, which is like a drawer. I've only seen this a couple of times, but yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't know how much you would want to bend down, to put things in and out of there, but it is a very nice look in itself. No refrigerator. A lot of new constructions are not coming with refrigerators nowadays. But I will say to you, this is why it's good to have an agent, you might as well go ahead and try to negotiate the refrigerator, or at least getting money back for the refrigerator, especially on new construction homes that are built already and not sold yet. New construction builders want to get these houses off their hands as soon as they're built, because every day it costs them money. So as a buyer, that gives you leverage to negotiate. So if you are looking for new construction and the house is already built and just kind of sitting there, especially with one like this isn't one of those bigger builders who's building the full building out the neighborhood. There's a few lots in this neighborhood that were just never touched. So a builder came in and decided to develop on them. So for those guys, a lot of times you can work out some pretty good deals, because they are just trying to get these houses off their inventory. So very nice appliances. This stove looks very grand. It's called Cosmo. Very nice. I like the fact that it got this hood up here instead of the microwave. Again, gives it a very nice touch. Now the price of this house is $435,000, and I think for the amount of square footage, which is just over 2,600, that is a good bit of house that you're getting for the price. And on top of that, they are using some pretty nice features. There are some things that I would change personally. For example, this granite countertop. It's quite common now. I've seen it in a lot of houses, especially in houses when they're trying to save money, but still going with granite. You see this granite a lot. But that's just coming from me. I look at houses all day. I work with a lot of new construction. So that's just my touch. I would have liked to see the quartz countertop on here, but definitely not a deal breaker for most people, because you do have a lot of other pretty good finishes, like the sink here, or the sink nozzle. I would have went with a sink that doesn't have this divider, but I'm picky. These are soft close, so that's very nice. These handles, pretty nice, give you a nice upgraded feel. So overall, I'm not too mad at it. Definitely a nice look, and it would not be a deal breaker for me with the countertops. Another thing, you might call me picky on this, but the floors, while they're not too bad, they are LVP. From what I'm looking at in the camera, it looks a little gray. It is a grayish brown color, mostly gray. Now, my personal issue with that, again, and a lot of these flips that I'm seeing, and a lot of these new constructions that I'm seeing where they're trying to save money, these are the type of floors that they are typically going with this look. And I've just decided LVP has just been used so much that it's not a plus for me. I like engineered hardwood or hardwood floors. They give the floors a little bit more depth. And the biggest thing is when you walk on LVP, I don't know if you can hear that, it kind of sounds like a woman wearing high heels walking on the floor. Whereas if it was solid wood or engineered hardwood, it gives more of a little thump. It feels a little bit more solid. But again, that's not a deal breaker for most people. What is the real win for me is this floor plan, the way that they have it set out. It's very family oriented. So another plus that I'm about to point out here is this covered back porch. Now this is a huge win. To have a covered back porch, you got a fan, got a nice cozy area, feels pretty private back here. Man, this is a huge win, and I wish a lot more houses would just add this to it. And you know, I always like to, whenever I see houses being built, new construction, and they cut corner on things or say that they're saving money, it's always interesting to find out like how much money are you really saving. Um, so to have this covered area is only about $5,000 to $6,000 difference. And I know I say only, but if you had a house like this, if there were two houses sitting side by side and one was $7,000 more, but it had this, I'm pretty sure this would probably sell faster than the one that wouldn't have this covered area. So I do think that's a huge plus to do things like these. The things that really go a long way for a homeowner when they're owning their house. A lot of people use their backyard a lot, whether they're entertaining family or they just want to have an extra space to hang out and chill. So having this covered area is a huge plus. It goes a long way. And I'm going to give kudos to the builder for including this. Did a really good job on that. That'll make me overlook some of the other things that might have been skipped out on. All right, so you can see we do have the traditional dining room over there. And then you do have another eating area over here. And then on top of that, you got a pretty wide island. Here's the pantry. I feel like the pantry could be a little bit bigger, but again, it's not a deal breaker. If you have the right shelving, you can make it work. But I thought it might be a little bit bigger. Over here, they have somewhat of a mudroom area. It's not completely finished. Can't fault the builder on that. These are things that, even if, say, he wanted to leave it like this, these are things that you can negotiate. So if you wanted this to look different, if you wanted something else added, then the builder would not fuss with you on doing that, and they'll probably do it just to get the house sold. Again, new construction do not like to sit on inventory at all. All right. So I've been seeing a lot of new construction with the primary bedroom on the main floor. And we have another one with the primary bedroom on the main floor. Now I was showing this house earlier, and this was kind of a deal breaker for him. Not the fact that it was on the main floor, but the primary bedroom wasn't feeling grand enough. It's not the biggest in the world. For me personally, it'll work. The client that I'm working with, her current house has pretty much a living room in the primary bedroom, even though she didn't need like the living room space. She just felt like it wasn't as big. I also do kind of feel like the builder dropped the ball without putting tray ceilings in here. Tray ceiling is not a deal breaker for a lot of people, but it does differentiate the primary bedroom from the other bedrooms when you have things like tray ceilings. You walk in and you automatically know like this is the room. But again, not a bad size primary bedroom. Could make it work. And then we have the bathroom. We got a water closet over here. Nothing special. Do got a window in the water closet, so let some light in. Hopefully nobody see you blowing the toilet up. So the things that I like about this bathroom, one, it has two closets. And finally, we have two closets where, you know, most of the times when I'm doing these tours and we look at the closets, there's like one, if there's two closets, there's one that's super tiny, and then there's one that's pretty big. And I'm always saying, ladies, I know the bigger one is for you. In this case, guys, I think we have a decent sized toilet. I think we have some fairness going on. Not toilet, I'm sorry, closet. I think we have some fairness going on. So of course you got your double vanity, the same granite countertops running through here as well. You got this nice large mirror, even though I like the idea of having two separate mirrors on each side. But again, that's just me. When I build a new construction house, then I can do all the things that I pointed out and just incorporated into my build. So that's soon to come. That's at a later time. I do like the fact that you have your tub, separate area for the tub, and then you have your stand-in shower as well. And I keep having to remind myself that I'm in a house that costs $435,000, and nowadays you don't get a lot of these things for $435,000. So I do have to definitely give the builder some kudos and grace on that. And let's see this last closet here. We'll definitely have a decent sized closet. So that wraps up downstairs in the primary suite. Next, we're gonna check out what upstairs look like. Again, reminding you, this is a 4-bedroom house, 3 bathrooms, and it does have a bonus bedroom upstairs. So pretty much upstairs is full of carpet. These steps, I'm not sure if it show on video, but they are pretty wide, so that's a nice feeling. So you have a bedroom here. And see, this is what I'm talking about. So this is a pretty big bedroom. And honestly, like without the closet being in here, it's almost the size of the primary bedroom. So that's why I was saying the primary bedroom needed something that made it really stick out. Well, of course, it has its own bathroom in it and everything, and it's not carpeted, but it still needs something to make it really stick out from these other rooms, because I want to even say the fan is the same in there. Again, small stuff, not a deal breaker. You have your bathroom up here. Nothing special. It's pretty much similar to the with like the finishes, the granite countertop, the cabinets. It's the same as the one in the primary. No big deal again. I like the fact that the tile around the tub goes all the way up. That's very nice. And you have the laminate flooring in the bathroom, the LVP, I'm sorry. And yes, these can go in the bathroom. They are water resistant. I wouldn't say 100% waterproof. Like I wouldn't advise you to throw buckets of water on it, but they are water repellent. It's kind of like your iPhone, right? You don't want to sit it in a bucket of water, but if you dip it in there, it'll be just fine. So here's another bedroom. So one thing I do like is that, well, I do and I don't like it, but the fact that the HVAC system is easy to get to. So it's not in your attic or it's not under the house or anything. So if you need to change your air filters, that's pretty easy because you have access to it right here. So I do like the fact that it's not in the attic. You have easy accessibility, because I have to change my air filters now. And I'm just not a big fan of going up in the hot attic and dealing with that. Pretty nice sized closet. And then you have a bonus room. So I'm always a fan of a bonus room or a loft on the upstairs area. And this one has a pretty huge bonus room. And honestly, they could have probably added a closet in here and then called it another bedroom, and then now you have a 5-bedroom house, and it's just easier to market it that way. I mean, saying that you have 5 bedrooms versus 4 bedrooms goes a long way and probably attract a lot more people to come in and purchase your house. So the closet could have probably went right there. But nonetheless, you have your bonus bedroom, that extra space where the kids can just hang out and play, and they're not taking up the family space. So again, beautiful house. Price is $435,000. They are offering $10,000 towards closing costs, which is huge, which is why I love new construction. So most of my sales this year, Even though I don't work for a new construction company or anything like that, most of my clients have just decided to go the new construction route because of the incentives and the fact that they get a brand new house plus a warranty, and they could just sleep a little bit better at night knowing something may not break down right away, and if it does, then it's covered. But the incentives really go a long way. So I just had a closing where a client purchased a house, got all of their closing costs paid, which was around, I think, $10,000 to $12,000. They got all appliances, including washer and dryer, of course, all blinds, and got a 4.2% interest rate. And if you know what rates are doing nowadays, even though they were projected to go down, they've kind of shot up a little bit recently. I think I've seen close to 7%, but she got a 4.2% in this climate. So just keep in mind, even if it's not a new construction house, or if the seller/builder is not offering anything or nothing that's too appetizing, just know if you work with a realtor, you can get that stuff negotiated. Like, see how this house don't have any blinds right here? I guarantee you can negotiate it into the deal if you wanted some blinds. So that wraps up this tour. If you know anybody that's looking, or if you're looking yourself, let's get in touch so I can help make your next move your best move.